Hello everybody, I'm glad you're here today. Today is October 13th, 2024. In this video, I'm bringing you a word that I wrote down this morning in my journal. You will find it interesting and unique and encouraging. So it's all of those things. Some of you will find it more relatable than others. I've never heard or written anything quite like this in my journal before. So, it is what it is. You've got to square it with God. I already have. I feel quite comfortable bringing it to you as what I hear. And but you need to decide for yourself through the Holy Spirit. So that's coming at the end of the video. I want to show you one of the most funnest, I don't even know the right grammatical word to express this, prepping item I've ever found. I'm looking at it right over here. Y'all can't see it yet. I'm going to show it to you. But it is delightful. I got it yesterday, and lo and behold, it worked right away, and I showed every family member that was in my house. I was like, look what we just got in the mail. Look what we just got delivered to our front porch. Sometimes I think the only time I go outside is when I pick up my Amazon packages. Is that how y'all are? Sometimes? Like, I know I have my neighbors. Like, the cows are my neighbors. That is for true. But then I have Pam and David over here who are dear friends. And y'all, it doesn't matter how each other looks. You're those neighbors that you can like talk in the middle of the street with your house coat on. You know what I'm talking about? That's the kind of neighbors I have. We can drink coffee out there and be drinking, not drinking like drinking, but drinking our coffee and, just talking, and we just don't care. We just don't care because we just like each other so much. I have good neighbors. I really, really do. Anyway, when I went out on the porch and brought this in, I was absolutely thrilled that it came. And so I'm going to show it to you. Now then, in the world, I don't know when. It feels like I don't know if we're dialing back or ramping up. I don't know which we're doing right now. It seems like, here's what I thought. I thought by this time, so close to the election, that we would for sure be, I don't know, in chaos. And there is some of our country in chaos due to nature. And my heart goes out to everyone in Florida and North Carolina and Helene and Milton, all of those horrible stories we're hearing. And what I'm learning from it, I watched a video yesterday where a man was like, I'm going to give you the top 5 things that I've needed while I've been surviving Helene. And it was like waterproof boots and socks, extra strength gloves, like one of the things he mentioned was cans of gas, like 5-gallon gas cans. Now, they're like, so I got online to look at what the prices are on that. It looks like there's some price gouging going on. I don't know. I know I have bought many of those in the past, and I have many of those. Having an empty one never quite occurred to me, although it might be after everything kind of squashes down a little bit and the dust settles, you might want to get you a can or two of those just red 5-gallon gas cans, empty. You might have one full and one empty. I don't know how you want your strategy to be based on where you live. But, yeah, gasoline, diesel, my goodness, yes. That's a big deal in these hard-hit areas. Okay, now, for us, where I live in the Panhandle of Texas, we are entering winter. We are entering blizzards, that kind of thing. Freezing, like ice storms is another thing we get a lot that will knock out our power. And so that's how we think, because that's probable, but also just looking at the world, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, y'all. The good thing is, here's the good thing. At our church, we are progressing on our little coffee shop we're building. For those of you who follow the channel, I don't want to be redundant and, belabor with everything going on. I don't want to repeat myself too much where y'all just like, all right, we get it. No, but we have this lobby. Our church building was built probably in the early 60s, mid 60s. It was 2 different sections that have been joined together. It is the biggest church building in town, And it actually is a historical landmark, which is kind of interesting. But one of the things is um, our lobby is built. It's kind of long and narrow, and we've noticed when we have bigger groups, like for funerals or like when we had our Easter play, and like we had a lot of people from town come to that, which surprised us all, and it just didn't lend itself to crowd flow. Does that make sense? And so but no one really cares because it's been like that for decades. And so everybody knows that's what that building looks like when you go in, no one really expects anything different. So everybody's really kind of about it. But what we were thinking is, how can we improve this? How can we make it bigger? And there was a classroom attached to the lobby. So we said, why don't we knock out these two walls and just create this huge, I think it's huge. It's a bigger floor plan to allow crowd movement, and where you go through and can get snacks and coffee and get out of the way instead of like bottleneck all in the corner. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're doing. We're calling it the coffee shop mainly because we have this wonderful young woman. She's 23, has a little baby. It's just a little family, her and her husband, her baby. They recently got baptized, which was not the baby, but the adults, the mama and the daddy. And anyway, she's a barista. And yeah, she in fact has worked for Cowboy Kent. And if y'all know him in the YouTube world, anyway, so she knows what she's doing. So she's going to do our coffees as well as train some other people to do it because, she's got a baby. And those of you who are in the trenches of motherhood, and some of you have reached out to me, thank you for your kind encouragements. Y'all, when you have young children, it's survival time. You just do the best you can. It's all okay. Times change. I remember thinking, will there ever be a day I go through where I don't hear somebody crying? Because I had criers I had a daughter that was ill that cried for years. And then, I chose to have other children and they cried. But anyway, and I would say, yes, that day will come. And every bit of yourself you're putting into your children right now will pay off in the future. But it is a long-term investment. So your life has to go on the back burner. What you want, and that's how I chose to live. Now, you may choose not to live like that, and you may not have that luxury. I don't know. It's okay. It's okay. For me, I chose to put myself and what I wanted on the back burner and simmer for about, well, now it's been about 32 years. So actually 34 years. So, that's okay. That's my life. And I'm glad. I don't think I regret none of it. None of it. It does pay off. And on those days that you think, I don't even know if what I'm doing makes a bit of difference. Well, I assure you it does. It will. And there'll be a day where the proof will be in the pudding. That's what we say. Proof's in the pudding. And you just have to hang on until that day. And be joyful. The little things really don't matter as much as you think they do. That's why when you're an older parent, my son, I was like 38, 39, pushing 40 when we had him. And y'all, my older mothering has been a lot more chill than my younger mothering. I'm like, I'm like parenting from my armchair now instead of like right there in the trenches, because I know it'll turn out okay. All right, now then, that's a side note. Let me show you this wonderful item. Okay, now if you live in the South, or I'm saying this because I'm just saying that's my world and this is what I can relate to. Y'all have to put in the comment section what you think about this. Also in the comment section, any prayer requests, words of encouragement, scriptures that resonate with you. Let's encourage each other down there, y'all. We've got to stick together. Now then, if you live where I live, which is the Texas Panhandle, it gets super hot and it's dry. Our heat is dry. If you live where it's humid, oh my word, I feel sorry for you even more. So, the heat, my heat crackles. If I were to put a word to my heat index where I live, it's crackling. it pops and blisters your skin. And yet I stay here and live here and love it here. All right. So go figure. We put a lot of moisturizer on our skin. Just put it that way. Those of you who live where it's humid, I always think y'all look so much softer. When I go visit Dallas, or I'm like, oh, y'all look so soft. Your skin looks so soft. By the time I get to like Abilene on the way home, Abilene, Texas, I'm like, oh, these are my people. You know what I mean? First of all, they look leathery. Their skin looks leathery, and they're wearing cowboy hats that are real cowboy hats because they're really cowboying, and their boots have a little bit of manure on them. Now that's when I'm like, I'm fixing to get home. Okay, I'm not far from home. That's how I feel. No offense to those of you in Dallas. I mean, y'all are wonderful people. I'm not saying that. It's just like you're just different than you're not. You don't look as like a raisin like we look like here. So, anyway, air conditioning is extremely important to us. Okay, air conditioning, because when you want to get out of that blistering heat, you want air conditioning. We don't even do stuff outside. When I see people picnicking outside or having potlucks or festivals or whatever outside, I'm like, really? You'll go outside? You go outside here, everything's covered in feedlot dust. The flies are horrible. There's rattlesnakes. The wind blows your potato chips off of your plate. It's not fun to do stuff outside here, as a rule. So, the quest for air conditioning is important. And it goes about like this. If you were to categorize it, it would be like, so-and-so has a terminal disease. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. And so-and-so's AC went out. Oh, are you serious? It's in that order. Terminal disease, air conditioning goes out. Okay? So that's where we're at. And that speaks volumes, doesn't it? So the quest for being cool in a grid down situation is, we can open the windows. Okay, especially where we live in the Panhandle, we do get cool at night. It always cools down at night. You go a little bit further south, and it doesn't. It stays hot all night and all day. But so I thought, and there's many options. There's many options for grid down air conditioning, and we have pursued some of them and learned what works and what doesn't. But I discovered this watching another YouTuber on YouTube. These are rechargeable battery fan. Okay. And I saw this on Goshen Prepper, actually. He was talking about it. And y'all, I get no kickback. All right. I get nothing. I don't get any money from this channel whatsoever. Zero monetary, nothing. So, so I'm bringing this out of the goodness of my heart because I was just like, hey, y'all need to know about this. Now I'm not a camper either. No way, no how. Give me a 5-star hotel every day, all day. But this is a robust little fan, much more than I thought it was. In fact, every family member I showed this fan to raised their eyebrows and went, oh, wow, that's cool. And at first I had 4 of them in my cart, thinking I would bestow them on each family member in my house for Christmas. Then I thought I need to dial it back a little bit. Not everyone has the same mindset as I do. That extreme, 2 is 1, 1 is none. Y'all, that's going to be on my gravestone, right? So so I dialed it back and said, let's get 1 and see how it works. So this is the box. I don't even know if there's a brand on here. It's like maybe one of those. But here's what it does. When I got it out, my first thought was, wow, this is heavy. Even though it's plastic, it's heavy. Okay, this is it. And y'all, it has a handle up here. It has an adjustable, like this will adjust, which is all what we want. And it has a plug-in here that charges the battery. And you just plug it in like your charger or whatever, your computer. So it can be charged. Now I haven't tested this, but what I saw in the comment section, it will run on like low or medium for 10 hours, maybe. High on 8. For 8, I don't know for sure. But this, let me show you. And let me show you all its features. You're going to love this. First of all, This is it. Listen. That's low. Okay, can y'all hear that? It's super quiet. So it's 4 speeds. All right, that's high. Man, I'm going to be having it on high. And I'm going to be having it like right about here. Look at that. Look at it blowing my hair. I mean, it puts out a pretty good little gust of wind. Not going to lie about that, okay? So, I mean, I'm going to be putting that right by my bed while I'm sweating. It will cool your sweat for sure. So, that is, and it, like I say, has this handle. But look at this, y'all. Look at this. It's got a light that has 3 levels. A light with it. I don't mean to blind y'all. I hope I didn't. But look, there you go. So you can have a light and air all at the same time. Hey, that's kind of like Jesus is the light and the Holy Spirit is the wind, I knew we could do a parallel biblical thing here. So that's this, okay? This is amazing. Now here's the next thing that's super cool. Let's see, where was it? Oh yeah, it's down here. Y'all, it has a hook that you can hook it on anything. And then like tilt this however you want to tilt it down or whatever, to where you can have this just hanging. You can hang it on your ceiling fans. My thought was put about 8 of them on your ceiling fan in a grid down situation, just hanging there, and you'd get about the same feel as a ceiling fan, I think. But this just locks down like that, and man, it's like the cat's meow. I don't know how else to put it. I love this thing, and I'm asking for another one for Christmas. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It was like, I got it on Amazon. Y'all, I'm going to say mid-20s. There's different ones, and, they're anywhere from 21 to 29. Okay, just find whichever one's cheaper. Let me see, is that a brand name? Hang on. It's, no, it just says mobile fan. But, yeah, anyway, there you go. Get you one of these if you live where it's hot and you don't want to sweat all night. And you may not want to open your windows either. I mean, as wonderful, as cool as it is where I live, we've done this before. When our air conditioner goes out, we've all gotten on the trampoline and slept, okay? So that we've done that with the dog. I mean, all of us. And that's kind of, that was a family adventure. Oh, wow. Was it ever? But, yeah, so you think, oh, well, I'll go outside. But, sometimes at the point we're in now, which I would not have perceived I would be in, it may flat not be safe enough outside. And I better get to this word right now. And as the world continues, yeah, I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to switch gears here, and y'all just need to shift with me. I want to say that what I'm noticing in the world is that our young people in their 20s and 30s are finding it hard to find, the young believers are finding it hard to find other believers to marry. I do not understand why. They're wonderful people. And there's just something there now. For the young men, they don't want to be considered a stalker or if they say hi to a girl, you never know how they're going to perceive it. They don't want to be, scream assault, So the young men are afraid to pursue, and the young women are afraid to be pursued by a creep that will stalk and kill them. So that's the situation. This word is for y'all. Okay, this word is for people who are single, even those who are single again, wedded or divorced. It's okay. It's okay. Being single is of great value in the kingdom. I said that with emphasis. Meant you are of great value. Do not let your body of believers put you on a shelf somewhere until you magically get married and can come out and be among the brothers and sisters of Christ. Stop it. Those bodies of Christ who are doing that kind of BS. Stop it. That's what I say to you. I don't know if the Spirit's speaking through me or not, but here he goes. October 13th, 2024. To the single, unmarried, or single again. And that surprised me when I heard that and wrote that down. This is for them, my daughter. All who listen will be blessed, but the loved ones, I'm sorry. All who listen will be blessed, but the lone ones will be comforted. Do not believe the monstrous lie of the enemy, a lie cloaked in light. This lie is marriage receives more, accomplishes more, furthers my cause more, is the ultimate goal of my children. When achieved, I smile broadly, but when not achieved, my pity rests on you. No, I shout no to these lies. I move strongly, I move mightily through all who are single. Your battle is one of unique purpose. Your armor on, you put your armor on. Fight the good fight with my strength, my calling. Your assignments will be different than those of my married children, but assignments still to be placed in the hearts of those who hear and follow. I urge you to not wait or make quick decisions to avoid being alone. Partner with me. Warrior on with me. You are essential to the kingdom as you are. Single, even single again. Doubt not my love for you, as though I would love you less for not being married. Many in the body are blind. They give foolish emphasis on marriage as if it is meant to be achieved, arrived at. Then understanding of me is bestowed. I say this, pursue me, not matrimony. Where do I fit in, you ask? What body will see me as me, a mighty one in the Lord? For I am exiled from the gatherings. I am humiliated by the comments of the married, the advice ringing hollow in my ear. Keep praying. God has someone just for you. Those who say such things do not understand the war raging against them, murder and death of souls. Hear my advice. I am the one you are waiting for. Seek me. I have plans for you, often more adventurous, more dangerous, more powerful. Their impact will be on the battlefield than those who are married. For you are you, without distraction, giving strength to us, you and I. This strength is one that couples do not have. They are not weak, but I say this, their strength is different in me. Your power in me flows unhindered by others. Use your status to my glory, for I see you when others do not. I hand to you your assignment in the raging unseen war. Take your papers, my single warriors, together, you and I, fulfill your purpose. Listen no more to your insensitive siblings in the kingdom. They know not the damage they do with their senseless comments. Leaders in the body, shepherds of my flock, bring in the singles now, not to be pushed out of sight in the corner till they come out married. No. Let them shine brightly and boldly in my body, for they are my special forces, assigned tasks requiring bravery and boldness in me. You who are single, lift up your downcast gaze. This is the time. Step into my plans for you. For I will lead you to gatherings of my remnant, longing for the abilities, the gifts of the singles. And that is that. Ooh, we've gone long, but we're going to just have to go with it today. It's Sunday, so the Lord's Day, I just give you a little bit more today, maybe. Whew. Okay, I feel better now. All right. I hope that is encouraging. We don't have time to mess around. Okay, time is short. It's time to get serious and quit playing church or whatever you're doing. Whatever's going on. I don't know what's going on in your world. I just know what's going on in mine. I'm not going to pretend to have opinions about everybody else. I'm barely getting through with my own life. All right, I don't have time to dabble in everybody else's going on in the United States. So, be encouraged. Be encouraged. Those of you who are single, we are longing for you to come to our gathering. This is truth. Because we don't care. We don't pigeonhole. Whatever you bring to the table, we plug you in. Here it is. I think that's it. Stay safe, America. This is Gina Lima Charlie. I'm out.